So, hi, I'm Jordan. I'm an apprentice at Bluefruit. I've mentored with Software Cornwall, and I want to take you through a journey of learning what mentoring is, what mentoring means to me, and what mentoring means to the community, I think. Yeah. So, first of all, I want to know, spoiler alert, what is mentoring? I want to know what mentoring means to some of you guys, right? So shout, what's mentoring to you? Helping? Tutoring someone younger? Helping others meet their goals, right? So that's brilliant. So I looked up the Oxford Dictionary definition last night at midnight and wrote it down, and it says especially a younger colleague. So I find this a lot in work, that I get helped and mentored quite a lot by my team. And I see that it's them mentoring me more. But at times I find myself mentoring them, but in not technical ways, in people ways. Because I'm the youngest on the team, I am on all the new technologies, and they're like, so what does this mean? And I'm like, that means, what does LOL mean? Oh, it means laugh out loud or something. Stuff like that, you know? But I know that from experience, I have mentored people the same age as me, older than me, younger than me, and much younger than me. Does that shock any of you that I've mentored people older than me? No? Good. Because it happens. It's like I'm part of a group called Software Cornwall, and they ran a Mission to Mars, which is a experience week where they need mentors and things the other week. And it was for people looking to get in apprenticeships. Bearing in mind, this is the level 4 apprenticeship that they were looking for. And this group of people, they were all older than me, all the same age. And that mentoring there kind of was big for me, because I was kind of like, well, these people are older than me and I need to show them what younger people can do. And I'm now going to move on to what problems mentoring fixes. So there are many problems that come with just having a tech company in general. And mentoring helps fix so many of those, and our company depends on the future generations coming through. One of the schools in Cornwall did not have a computing GCSE until this year. That is unbelievable, because if you're wanting to get into the sector, how are you going to do it if your school is not offering a GCSE, especially in computing and coding? That shocked me. It stunned me so much. I was like, why? Why aren't you doing this? Because it's a big part of people's lives now. I bet everyone has a phone on them, right? Whether it's smart or not. Yeah? Am I right? Everyone's got a phone or a tablet or a laptop with them. Yeah, everyone's got one. But if you look at the older generation now, they don't tend to have a phone on them all the time, or it's turned off. Well, my nan's is, but you know. So we want to mentor these younger people in the technologies that we know, and that then can help us work on technologies that they know. So to begin with, a problem that mentoring fixes is building a network with people. So I've spoken to so many people over the amount of times I've mentored, and I'm in contact with so many of them still. I run a Discord because of it. I want to show people that, yeah, I'm in the industry, but you can still contact me and find out if you need help. I speak to them every now and then, not all the time, but they've got a network with me, which means that if they get stuck, or if they need something, or if they're looking for an apprenticeship, or for what to do next after school, or if they're trying to find a job interview but they can't get one, I'm there to go, oh, here you go, here's a couple of links or things that you can look at. And that, to me, is important, because if you don't build this network, how are you going to find people that are interested in technology to future-proof your company? I'm talking like you're all company owners, but if you're working for a company, You can be like, hey boss, this guy was really, really good at this mentoring event. And they'll be like, oh yes, we'll have a look at their CV when they send it in. I was like, but they're not going to send it in because they're really nervous and blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. But you want people to feel like they can be included, and the network helps them feel like they can speak to you better. And so, let me think of my words here. You can feel like they feel like you're a friend. You don't want to be that teacher role of sit down, attention, blah. You want to be, come take a seat next to me, we'll work on this together, it's a problem that we can fix together. And you want to collaborate, and you want to be just a nice person, and this building a network helps with that, getting people into the industry. So, some companies are new, and the best way to get new people into your new company is by showcasing your company. How are you going to do that without just being like, oh, here's a flyer, I'm a web developer trying to start a company? No, you go out and mentor and you say, hey, here's my company, this is what we do, would you like to join us? Through experience, I found that when I went to a mentoring event, or an event where I were to be mentored, I had a couple of mentors there who helped me through the problems and through my mindset and through everything during the weeks, the days, and just the events that I went to. I'm going to point out Byron because he was awesome, because he's the reason I work at Blue Fruit, I think. Because I met him at my first ever event, and from there, I went, I want to work at Blue Fruit. They're cool. They've got this cool guy where I want to work with him. It's the best place for people to go, that company's cool. That business is awesome. He doesn't run the business, but he works there. And that's cool. Right? Please? Yeah? Cool. So it also helps introduce partner companies. So Software Cornwall runs the events. People from different companies attend. So Software Cornwall like, hi, we're running this cool event. People like me go, hi, I'm mentoring, and I work for Blue Fruit. I showcase Blue Fruit and wear my Blue Fruit t-shirt and just go there and be my crazy self everywhere I go. And that's because that's me, and I'm mentoring and showcasing what Blue Fruit are. I'm not wearing any shoes on the stage today because at work I can not wear shoes. And I showcase that when I go to do mentoring. And it's important to show how your company works and how things like that happen, which is brilliant for a company because the people see what the company's like and you're like, that company's cool, I want to work for them. So I like, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. So headhunting and talent seeking is one of the biggest parts of mentoring. Yeah, you go to help out the student or the person or the attendee. I'm going to use the word mentee in a bit, and that's just the person you're mentoring. Don't worry about that. So the headhunting and talent scouting. How are you going to future-proof your company if you don't know what talent's coming up through the systems? So you've got school kids that are coming up going, I want to fiddle on the computers at events, at careers events, but how do you know they're actually wanting to do it? You speak to them, you have a proper conversation. A conversation about where you want to go in the future is mentoring. I had so many conversations before I left school of, what are you going to do when you grow up? I don't know. And then I started having more conversations with more people outside of school. Robert Wiltshire, he was kind of like, every event I go with him, he always says, so, are you interested in computers? Yes. Have you thought about a career in technology? No, I haven't actually. And it's conversations like that improve people's thoughts and processes, and then they start coming to more events, which is where you headhunt them and be like, so I'm going to earmark you for when the apprenticeships come up. And it's that sort of talking to people, getting them in your network again, bringing them into your kind of cycle and where everyone's going to be. And you see what talent is around. Plenty of places across the UK have so much talent, but people don't showcase it because they're nervous or scared or they don't know what they want to do. And things like mentoring help with that, like amazingly help with that, and I am proof of this. Hidden opportunities. So you've headhunted this person and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. You as a mentor can stand there and go, we're running an apprenticeship next year. We're running this Agile huddle next week. Come join in. And they go, that's not bad. That's not a bad chance. So they take it up and they go to this brand new opportunity. If you're trying to get in the industry and you don't know where to go, and you've spoken to someone and they've gone, blah, 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 there's this going to happen next week. You go, I'm going to try that. And that opportunity has just been opened up for them. So they've just gone, oh, hello, there's an opportunity on the other side of this door. I didn't know there was one until I opened it. But someone needs to help them open that door because they don't know what's going to happen if they do. Some people are scared of what's on the other side of that door. Like, terrified. I was completely terrified. I almost didn't turn up on the first day because I was so terrified. It happens. And some people just need that conversation with someone, whether it's via email, via tweets, via face-to-face, just any form of communication with someone helps them feel like they can feel included and can get to the other side of that door. So, okay. So, why allow time for mentoring in your life? So, allowing yourself or your employees or your colleagues to go out and mentor is important, because how are you going to achieve all those things like the headhunting, showing your opportunities, showcasing your company to people who have never even thought about it, if you can't go out of your own time or go for a couple of hours during your work day and go speak to people? Just talking's enough, or actually helping them. So different people mentor from different companies and backgrounds. It allows diversity. This diversity is what brings people together. 9 times out of 10, I'm the only female mentor, which, to me, I don't mind because I'm there, I'm just being me, I'm with my friends, I'm with my colleagues, I'm with the other mentors, having a chat, having a laugh. But I'm the only female. And I don't want to be like, oh, females are best, because that's not the person I am. I feel like diversity is about having everyone included. When I walked into my first mission to Mars, I was really nervous until I saw another female sitting at my table. And that made me feel more included. It's with any sort of person that would fit into the diversity category. If you saw someone of that diversity category, you'd feel more welcome. Or I believe it would anyway. Does anyone else agree, please? Yeah? Cool, thank you. But it also, from different companies, they've got different styles of being yourself. So from our company, it's be who you want to be, run around, jump up and down, play pool at lunch, that sort of thing. But you could be from a company where you wear a suit and tie every day and have meetings 24 hours a day. Those two different types of people showcase two different types of companies in the technology sector. If you don't show that diversity of the different companies, how are you going to show that not every company is like Bluefruit, not every company is like Head Forwards? I'm listing companies I know because I can, sorry. But it's about showing the culture of the company as well as showing the diversity of the mentors. Keeping up to date. So this might sound a bit like I'm being ageist, but I don't mean it at all in that way, I promise. What I mean is the younger people are coming through with all these new technologies, like the brand new iPhones and all sorts, and new ideas. When you go to a mentoring event, you talk to these younger people, or these people coming into tech, you could be any age, I promise. But like, you'll be talking to someone and then you realise, that's a really good idea, you should do this because it's up to date, it's brand new, I've never heard of it before. How are you going to keep up to date if you're not speaking to those people that have got the new ideas. The new ideas are what sparks new companies, sparks new technologies, sparks a whole technological revolution. That's how we evolve as humans. We grow through learning through other people. We all went to school. How did we learn? The teachers taught us. How did the teachers learn? They went to school. How else are you going to learn things like being in industry unless you're taught by someone who is in industry? That's just kind of why I think it is important to allow time for mentoring. Why is mentoring important for the mentee? So, for a student, you go into school every day in your uniform and you're kind of doing the same thing every day. But how the hell are you going to know what industry is like unless you actually see someone or go in there after school? How else are you going to know? Right? Yeah? You speak to someone in industry, right? If you want to be a hairdresser, you go and do work experience at hairdressers. If you want to do like the brushing up of the hairs on a Saturday or something, because that's what you want to do, that's how you're going to learn to be a hairdresser. In technology, it's harder because most people are under NDA and it's hard to be like, yeah, just come over for a week, because you have to know all knowledge. But if you go and mentor someone once a week or something, you can slowly start to show them how the industry works. So bring them in for a day and teach them how to use a certain package in C# or how to flash a chip in C++ or something. How are they going to learn that? Because they don't teach it in schools. I've had to learn all that through being at work, through my apprenticeship, because that's what I wanted to do. And I've had to teach myself a lot of what I know. Well, so has my team, but they can show off. So another thing for the mentee is I keep going on about a network. So being able to contact someone in industry is really important. In fact, I had someone message me last night saying, oh, I've signed up for the Agile Huddle, I'm going to be there, are you going to be there? I'm really excited. I was so happy that they messaged me to find out if I was going to be there, because they applied for the apprenticeship and they're applying for this and that, and I was like, look, just try everything. When he got a task back from us about doing this Agile Huddle, he's like, so how do I approach it? And I was like, well, if you follow this YouTube tutorial, if you get stuck from that, come back to me and I will try and sort out something where I can actually help you in real life, because you live really far away and I have to sort it out. But it's the fact that he wanted help from someone who was in industry, specifically the company that was there, that they wanted to feel like they could talk to me. And that's really nice when someone you've mentored them and they can come up and just chat to you. I was at Geek Fest the other weekend and I saw someone that I had mentored before and hi, how's it going? They're like, oh my God, it's you. You were amazing that one time. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. But it's seeing their faces light up when they see you again, even if it's not a mentoring session and it's like in the middle of Tesco or something. They always go, oh, do you remember that time we made that LED flash on that rover? I'd be like, yeah, that was the best time. I remember almost every child's name that I've mentored, because I think they're all awesome and I think they should all go far in their careers, whether they're doing exactly what they want to do in technology, journalism, or whether they're going to do art. As long as they're doing what they want to do, I'm happy, because they can contact me if they need help. So setting up a Discord or a Slack or something of equivalence to be able to get in contact with someone when they need the help. And that's amazing. Seeing opportunities that are in the companies that I'm entering. So at Bluefruit, where I work, we offer apprenticeships. And at these events with Software Cornwall that I go to, I go, oh, by the way, we're running an apprenticeship this year. And they go, that's cool. Well, how can I apply? And I go, here's the web link. And they go, that's cool. And they don't apply. And I'm like, why didn't you apply? They were like, oh, I'm too young, I can't do it. And I'm like, no, don't you dare say that. That is how you don't get places. Because I think many people don't see opportunities until they've seen them for themselves. The reason I am where I am today, not here but in my career path, is because I pushed myself to do it. I saw the opportunities because I forced myself to see them. I began at school wanting to be a pastry chef. Crazy, right? And I went to a computing event where I was mentored by some really cool people. And from there, I went, holy moly, I love this stuff. I went to do more. I saw those opportunities myself. So I did it. I went out there, I ran towards the biggest door I could find, pulled it open as much as I could, and went through it. How many people do you know tried to open that massive door themselves? Anyone know anyone? No. I pushed myself because I wanted to see those opportunities. Some people aren't like me, and some people don't want to leave their little bubble or box. They want to just be themselves meandering through life like, oh, I'm going to go work in an office. I'm going to go do all the paperwork. No. I opened that door and was like, no, I'm going to do this. People aren't like that. So sometimes they need that little bit of help on the other side pushing that door. That's when mentors come in and be like, oh, by the way, there's this thing. I'm going to write your name down so you don't forget to apply. It's not a thing people do very often because they don't see that mentoring helps them to do that. This also brings it on to a valuable advice. I don't give valuable advice, not at all. They laugh at me. I'll go, you should try this. They try it, it fails, and I go, oh, sorry, whoops, try again. But we laugh, we have fun, and through the laughing and having fun, they gain experience, which then helps them in the future with the value of the bits that we didn't laugh about. If that makes sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope so. Who knows? But I try and keep things in perspective of what's going to happen, of the future. So I will tell them, do this, do that. This is valuable because I think you should do this. I'm going to run out of time. So learning new perspectives, as I just said, learning new things and stuff helps someone to see new things and seeing the other side of the door. Okay, I'm going to move on to that actual stuff that I wanted to talk about. So agile processes that I've used in mentoring and that have been mentored to people and that can use to be helped mentor. Stand-ups, yay, who doesn't love a good stand-up? So using stand-ups in mentoring can allow you to find out what people know, find out what people did yesterday and what they're looking to do today. It's a good knowledge share. Just like in work, you could be like, oh, yesterday I worked on that thing and today I'm going to work on that thing again. I have an impediment of I don't know this and I don't know how to do that. Oh, I know how to do it. I'll come help you afterwards. Cool, thank you. That I can help you is the bit that I like. The bit why stand-ups are important during mentoring. Because you don't understand what other people know until you say, I'm stuck or I need help. Mentors are the people that help people get unstuck. And the best way to do that is finding out what they don't know. And stand-ups are a really good way of doing that. User stories. So in this mission to Mars I keep going on about, we use user stories to help break tasks down into small parts. So they arrive on the first day. Can you make the LED flash on the little Arduino? Yes, I can. Does it? Can you make the rover go straight for 10 seconds? Yes, I can. And then, can you make it go straight, completely straight, dead straight for exactly 2 meters? No, I can't. No one can. It doesn't happen unless you really want to spend like 3 days on that one. But in a week-long mentoring course, it's kind of like you get a bit stuck. But these user stories help people build up their knowledge. So you're starting with the going straight for 10 seconds, and then moving on to the next step, and the next step, and growing up to following the light sensors around the room. It's those baby steps, those tiny little steps that help you get to where you want to be, which is another thing that helps with going through user stories, using them to help apply to the world. And it helps create a logical workflow as well. Reaction change. This is a massive one. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone will have the same reaction as you do to something. I will jump around and sing and dance if I get something right, because I don't think I could do it until I do it, and I'm like, oh my God, I did it, I can't believe I did it. But other people are like, yeah, it just happened, don't worry about it. And I'm like, but we made the thing do the thing that we wanted it to do. And they're like, yeah, but we got to move on to the next one. And they're just like, boring. No, they're not boring, sorry. They're all sat in the room, the people I'm talking about. I'm sorry. But mentoring with people that you've never met before is hard, really hard. So, like, I go to these mentoring sessions, weeks. I try to get at least once when it's on, if that makes sense. And there'll be people with all sorts of knowledge range and behaviour range and mental health stuff, and they've all got different reactions to different things. You could say something which you think is perfectly fine, but they could be like, I can't believe you just said that, that is so rude. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But the reaction to their change in mentality is brilliant for you to learn from, because you are learning how people react now. If you're mentoring in a large group environment, people tend to have different ideas as well. So we tend to have 4 or 5 different groups around the room, each working on their own bit of code, and you'll be jumping from code to code to code. They've all got different variable names, they've all got different functions, and some of them have got comments, some of them don't, some of them have great habitability, some of them, don't even look at that one. It's great changing teams and finding out how each one's doing it. Be like, oh my God, I don't even know which one I'm looking at anymore, because you don't know what's happening. And that reaction to change between each one and the context switching is what kind of drives you insane. No, it doesn't drive you insane. It helps you to learn through that changing of the perception of how people's minds work and how that can help you further your career, I think. I hope so. I think I'm saying the right things. Evolution of process based on feedback. Not everyone likes feedback. I love feedback. If you've got any feedback about this afterwards, please just let me know. I might cry, but don't worry about that. But the evolution of processes is hard when you're not getting anyone telling you stuff back. So you can make that LED blink 5 times every second, but you don't want it to do that. You want it to blink every 1 second. Hi, Jimmy, your LED's blinking way too fast. Any chance you could slow it down? Oh, yes, I can, Timmy. That's good, because they're learning from each other. They're learning how to grow from what they're doing. They're talking to each other. They're giving each other feedback. They're learning from each other. And that helps evolve how they're going to do things, especially when the next step is to do something bigger, like making something move in a straight line for 10 seconds. Feedback is good. Anytime I do something at work, I get feedback. Whether it's comments on a pull request, or I can't believe you just said that, that's crazy, no. Or no question is stupid. I like that rule. No question is ever stupid. Remember that. That's if you write anything down, write that down. No question is stupid. You probably have that rule already, but like, I ask them the most ridiculous questions, and that helps me to learn and evolve through things. Doesn't really relate to feedback, but I ask stupid questions. So retrospectives, they are really key in mentoring. It helps you learn what your mentee has learned from what you've taught them. So, what went well? Oh, I think this went well because. And they'll tell you why they think it went well. Why don't you think it went well? Oh, I don't think it went well because. What could you do to make it better? General retrospective stuff if you work in Agile, right? So I want people to think that, yes, you can have a retrospective on a project, but a retrospective on knowledge is also really important for students to learn from what they want to do next, especially if it's 3 days in a row and they need to know what they're going to do tomorrow. Retrospecting at the end of the first day is brilliant so they can write down everything that they need to do tomorrow and things they need to stop doing and things they need to start doing. And that's really important for them to learn from that. Timeboxing tasks. We all hate timeboxing because we all run over all the time. But when people are hitting their head against the wall, or people are stuck for like days on end, you go, right, you spend 15 more minutes on this task, and then I'm just going to stop you and move you on to something different, and we'll come back to that one later. Timeboxing helps people feel like they're learning in a group. Hang on. When working in a group, timeboxing helps people to learn from each other. So generally when I mentor, they work in a mob and they spend 5-10 minutes on the keyboard and then they switch around. Just like you do with a head forward stand today. And this timeboxing of them on the keyboard helps them to learn that they need to talk too. You can't just sit there all day and twiddle your thumbs. You're going to be involved whether you like it or not, but you're going to take part and learn from it. When you're driving, you're not allowed to talk. You have to have the stuff go through other people's brains, go through your hands. The whole point of it is to help you learn better. And the timeboxing of keeping someone on the keyboard at certain times helps with the learning, and the people that are stuck for ages can be like, actually, can I write something in the keyboard? No, you can't, because I need to tell you how you need to tell me how to write it in. And that learning helps each other. Iterations and sprints. So normally mentoring's not 2 weeks long. It's normally about an hour, depending on what sort of mentoring you do. If you're doing an hours a week, you can set 2 weeks or something to do a certain task, which is basically a sprint for the person who's doing it on the other end. On the other end, you're like, I need to get back to work. Can you just do this for 2 weeks and I'll see you later? But it helps them feel more successful if they spend a couple of weeks on something and they can produce you with something that they've done. Whether it's completed or not, it's something that they've done and they feel proud of, because they're like, I've done this in 2 weeks, here you go. You read it, cool, can you improve on that in the next 2 weeks and show me how it's going to work? This brings it back to the evolution of feedback as well. So being able to then see what at the end of their project, seeing how they've actually been able to complete it, and they're like, oh, I can't believe I did it. And it's so good because you helped me through this evolution. Well, yeah, of course I would have helped you through the evolution, because that's the sort of person who mentors. If you spend months on a project without any release or without any help or without anything to do with someone else, you're like dead after the end of it. You're like, I can't believe I did that project for 3 months without any release and there's nothing at the end of it. I just want to give up on that project. That's why we work in sprints and Agile. And it becomes exciting. Why should you mentor? So this is the things that will make you feel better after doing mentoring. So building leadership skills. You want to improve on your career? You need to learn leadership skills. Right? If you want to become a team lead or company owner, you need to have those leadership skills. Mentoring helps with that. Also improves on your communication skills. You're being able to talk to people is hard, like really, really hard. Like, I'm struggling now, but I'm pretty chill. I'm proud of myself for doing this. But if you're mentoring people who are also introverted or are quiet, it's difficult to talk to them. But if you take someone aside who's really quiet and say, hey, I noticed you're really quiet. Is there anything I can do to help you feel a bit better? And they tend to go, yeah, I need a drink. Or, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. And then you can be like, so, why aren't you feeling it? And from there, the conversation sparks and you make the mentee feel a bit better. And that helps you to learn how, if you're to get someone new into the company who is very similar, how conversation's going to be with them. And it's just a good skill to have. Personal satisfaction. It can be very fulfilling after mentoring. You can walk out that room after every day going, yeah, I helped someone do something, that's amazing. But then you can see your mentees succeed at the end. I love seeing them at the demo day at the end of the week-long thing that I help out with, going, this is what the rover's done because I made it do it. And you can be like, I helped them do that. That is the best thing that you can feel is, I helped someone do something better with their life. It could even change their career path. It could help them change where they want to go in the future. How else are they going to know what they want to do if they don't see people go and do it? So how are you going to get involved? Well, you can join the STEM ambassador group. I'm a STEM ambassador. I've lost my badge and I'm really upset about it, but I'm a STEM ambassador. I think for being a STEM ambassador, you only have to do one mentoring, one helping out thing a year to qualify as a STEM ambassador. So you don't have to do it all the time. I like doing it all the time because it makes me feel happy afterwards. I'm mentoring next week, actually, and I'm really excited because it's the work experience for the Year 10s, and I am so excited to do it, and I can't wait. You can email academy@Bluefruit if you're local to Cornwall. I think they're looking for mentors, or they will send you out information about when to mentor or when mentoring opportunities are coming up. That's cool. Am I right? Thank you, Byron. Yeah. Sorry, Brian. Oh, wait, Byron. You've also, if you're not from Cornwall, check out your local co-clubs, your local schools. They're always looking for someone to go in and talk about something. Make it about you, or you, or you. Make sure that you're the one that they know. Make sure you're the one on their emailing list. Hi, we need someone to talk about technology and how to get into the technology sector. Me, I want to do that, I want to do that. That should be you, not me. You want to be the one doing that. Please, thanks. Thanks.